Very special episode. For one reason only. The girl we're looking at over here is actually my sister. And you have to make contact for 5 seconds to say 5? Start the timer whenever you're ready. Yo, this is so loud.
So sorry, say I love you and then stare.
Oh yeah, I feel like he's trying to race.
Your eyes and then say I love you.
Alright team, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
And mind you, bro, this boy told me, and if you asked me like a couple weeks ago, I would have told you that like, nah, I would never do that. That's not me. I can't date multiple people at the same time. But like, don't make fun of me. But I got this from TikTok. If you're mad, like, are you even real, bro?
Having multiple guy friends and you're not friends with, what you doing hanging around those guys? That's what I'm saying. We're getting to the next part of the episode. It's called Hot Seat. Hot Seat. This is where we ask you questions, aka YouTube. Questions that make you feel a little, uncomfortable. What we like to call hot. Humble, open, and transparent. Shout out Pastor Mike. Shout out Pastor Mike. Transformation Church. Hey, if you're looking for a good church online, Transformation Church, Pastor Michael Todd, I love you. I follow you every Sunday. Where you got it from? Humble, open, and transparent.
They hate with that one.
They hate. That was good. That was a good acronym. That's a good acronym. Hey, we are Christ lovers. Transformation Church. Hey, if you guys are looking to get into some church, that's a great church online.
Right.
We're gonna get into some hot seat questions. Actually, I lied. Hot seat is not just questions, by the way. Hot seat is also statements. So, first statement, rather. Layla, say I love you to Chris. You gotta look into my eyes. Yeah, into her eyes. You gotta stare. You have to stare into each other's eyes. It's actually perfect for her. But I know this would be easy for Chris. So I want you to stare into Sina's eyes. And you have to make contact for 5 seconds to say 5? Start the timer whenever you're ready. Yo, this is so loud.
So sorry, say I love you and then stare.
Oh yeah, I feel like he's trying to race.
Your eyes and then say I love you.
Yeah, stare straight into his eyes and you have to say I love you while you're staring straight into his eyes. And you have to wait until the 5-second timer is done. All right, team, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
I love you.
I would return. But I had to say that about one too. Oh,
You notice how he's the one looking away? You see how?
I like the cat. You didn't look at. Hey, I like the way make contact. I could easily make contact. I was fine. All right, move on. That was a little easier than I thought it was gonna be. I can lie. Me too. That was easier than I thought it was gonna be. I thought you were gonna make that a little more awkward. That wasn't great content. I'm gonna lie. Okay, move on. Next question. Was it good content? No. No, look. I thought it was gonna be up. Okay, next statement or next question. Christy, what's the sweetest thing that she's ever done?
I done a lot of sweet things.
And what's the sweetest? That's a good question. The sweet, because she's done a lot, but like, what felt like the most like emotional? You better show up, man. You better show up. I know she's doing a lot. All you gotta do is name one. Your favorite. That's a difficult for her. Oh, the sweetest. There's a lot. Okay, so there's actually one really sweet one. So my favorite artist is Drake, and she was gonna buy me Drake tickets to go to the show with her. I ended up not being able to go because it's also my grandmother's 80th birthday.
oh, that's pretty important.
So I didn't That's pretty. It's up there.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately didn't get to go, but like the fact that she like went through those lights.
And trying for weeks too. I was on Game Time. I was on TickPick. I was on Ticketmaster. I was on SeatGeek.
So you were gonna get him Drake tickets?
On everything.
Hey, that's hard though. And his favorite artist is Drake. What's your favorite Drake song? I'm gonna say Camera / Good Morning Bro. Okay. I don't even know what that is. Drake made a song called Y'all gonna see / Good Morning Bro. Yeah, Camera's like she look like a star, but only I can't. No, okay. Oh, yeah. That's one of
That's when you know he
Wow.
a Drake fan.
Take care. Grizzly. Switch your best pickup line at her.
Best pickup line.
Your best pickup line.
It's a common one too, though. But like, I feel like an oldie but a good. You like keyboards? Cause I'm just so excited. It was corny, but like,
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard that. But
I'm not gonna lie, that was type tough. That was type tough. Next question. Rayma.
yes.
Which one of you guys has more guy or girlfriends? Friends of the same sex.
friends of the same sex.
Yeah. Friends of the opposite sex, sorry.
Friends of opposite sex.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
you know, which one do you have more friends that are guys, and does he have more friends that are girls?
He definitely has more friends that are girls.
Doesn't make you feel.
Actually,
Ooh.
Be so for real.
honestly,
Oh.
no. And the more I learn about you, I feel like it's a similar amount.
It's not similar.
But
It's not a similar.
No,
amount
remember,
in
keep it on
any
buck.
capacity.
When you count like all the, you gotta think about
It's
the
not
class I just graduated,
similar
your friends from
in any
Nigeria.
capacity.
It was like.
The difference is
Honestly.
I'm closer to my female friends. That's the difference. But I think it's a similar amount of friends. It's just I'm closer to them, so they're more relevant.
But I feel like the hole that you're already in, you kind of just dug it deeper.
That's what I'm saying. At all.
The fact that you're closer to the friends,
It's
the girl that
I feel like it's a larger problem.
I mean, you were worse than having more. Oh,
No, it is. You can know a
having
bunch of
multiple
girls.
guy friends that
I'm
you're not
talking
friends
about
with. What you
close
doing hanging around
friends.
those guys?
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not.
That is not what you're saying.
I'm not like.
That is not what you think. That ain't what you saying. That's not what you're saying at all.
Okay, so the answer is Kristen.
The answer is Kristen.
And how does it make
I
you
won't
feel?
lie and say that I don't have guy friends, but I feel like the question should really be like, I mean, nobody's a threat to me. Hell, ain't nobody a threat. But it's like, who has like friends of the opposite sex that are more relevant? Like my guy friends are not close enough to me to like be any type of intimidating towards like Chris Lee.
Do you agree
So-
with that, Kristen?
Yes, swimming goes pro.
What's the least part that you're not in that part?
Like,
It's just a lot of friends of hers that I never like.
You didn't know they existed?
I learn about new friends
Oh.
like, constantly.
Oh.
But like, it's
so
not,
do I.
it's not a bad thing. It's just,
Also, it's a two-way street on that part, though?
It sure is.
you think so? Also real. You feel like there's new friends popping up.
Mm-hmm. Every day. Every girl, new girls. New friends that are girls. Yes. That's the important part.
That's actually not true. Wait, what are you talking?
Ooh, let's not do this. Let's not do that.
I mean,
That's why it's the hot seat,
Just
right?
know that. Just know that.
That's why it's the hot
Just
seat.
know that.
Maybe we got to do this.
I feel
Just
like
know that.
Maybe this is where you guys get a little bit of reprieve. After all, you are with the young love doctor.
So Chrisley is like one of the the guys in my life that I've met that has the most girlfriend I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Ever in my life. Like, I just like close best friends come to my house, chill, talk about me, talk about all this other stuff. Like, if you hear Chrisley,
Like just him and the girl?
just him and the girls. So we started like,
Someone can care about the relationship you have because that relationship benefits them versus them caring about how you feel. Because if they cared about you, they would have prioritized how you felt
right.
and you getting into this newfound relationship. It's not like it's unknown that when someone gets into a relationship, they hang out with their girlfriend all the time or boyfriend all the time. That's a common thing. So for them to not be understanding of that meant that the relationships you had with them at a fundamental foundation may have been a little selfish. It may have been a little selfish. I understand, like, also maybe some people are just like, they can't deal with that shock of like, oh, I'm not hanging out with my best friend
Anyone can
anymore.
deal with anything.
But at the end of the day, like, this guy's a guy. Like, you know what the vibes are. Like, if you weren't dating this man, he's just a friend of yours, like, he's gonna find a girl eventually. Like,
And you're gonna find a man eventually.
you're gonna find your own man. Like, why are you holding guys
You're
down?
not gonna spend as much
You want
time
him to
as
choose
want.
you over his girl? You want him to go and leave his girl to hang out with you one-on-one?
No.
Like, literally, what are the
we're
priorities?
adults.
Like, what are you talking about for?
Understand the vibes. And like, I used to, sorry to interrupt you. I used to be like,
I was just going to tell the chat to comment below what they think about it.
oh no, yeah.
Yeah, chat,
Do
comment
so.
below because this is a very interesting topic. I'm curious to see what y'all's thoughts are. And honestly, if you guys have any other questions you think we should ask in hot seat, and any other things that we need to talk about, any other topics you want us to probe down into more, make sure that you comment that below. Also, give us a like and a subscribe and a subscription, please. It helps and grows the channel. So if you don't like or subscribe to this, you're probably not, a good friend of mine or someone that, really cares about me or cares about the show or even likes anything. Wow, that sucks. So like and subscribe if you're a good person. Keep going.
I blame
Yeah.
myself though.
Yeah.
Who gets upset more?
I'm not even gonna lie, it's definitely me. Without,
She said guilty as charged.
It's one.
You better bow wow.
Down one. Alright. You go upset more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chrissy, so you became very nonchalant.
He's not nonchalant.
I became very nonchalant.
No, you can't. And that's what she wanted, right?
That's what she
That's what she
wanted.
wanted. So that's what she wanted. So congratulations. Now you really don't.
Yeah, I think Raymond gets mad easier. Not to say that she's just a person that gets mad easy. I do make a lot of mistakes sometimes. So, but yes, it's her.
So do you think that hey, I'm gonna start nothing. But do you think she'd get mad because she gets mad? Or do you think you legitimately be messing up so she gets mad? Or do you think it's like an in-between?
Tread
Sometimes
carefully.
maybe she gets too mad too often.
Tread carefully.
Or hey, I want honest
Tread carefully.
opinions, right? Does she
It's
get
real hot.
Does she get hot?
See, hot as
Does she
hell.
get upset just because she's naturally intuitively upset, or would you say that you kind of put her in a situation?
This is gonna be a crazy answer. Personally, like I said, I would never validate Rimler's feelings. I feel like if she gets upset at something, then she has every right to be upset at something. In the beginning, though, I was a little surprised because I've acted the same I've acted before with other people, and they haven't gotten as mad as much and as frequently as Rimler has. So that kind of in the beginning, I was kind of oh, she is a person that gets mad more frequently than I'm used to. But I'm not saying she gets mad for no reason. But that's what I would say.
But those people didn't react the way that I reacted, and now you're not with them.
Nah, I think that was honestly you navigated that question pretty well, bro. That was a very hot question. I didn't know what was about to come out of your mouth, which is why I was just really open.
It's called emotional intelligence.
That was EI to the core.
It's called understanding.
Validating her feelings was the very first thing that you should have said, which was good, right? It was good. And I was trying to pry it out of you, how is you going? Because the number one thing is when someone's upset, right? They don't just get upset because they feel like they just woke up one morning and I'm just really upset today. It's always a trigger. It's always a trigger. And it's on you as a spouse to think about what triggered this thing. Why are they upset right now? And how can I make sure that didn't happen again? And it may not be your fault. Maybe their fault. But you still have to figure out what the trigger was. Because you care about them, or do you? Really ask yourself, do you care about them? Stupid.
I'm interested. Why do you think you get that so much?
That's a gaslighting question. I'm okay.
It's a gaslighting question.
Nah.
I mean, let's answer
I was staying.
Let me answer the
Because she admitted that she gets mad more frequently than I do. So
Why do you get mad?
I think that Chris Lee has a certain level of tolerance that I do not have. And rightfully so, because I tolerated so much stuff in the past that I was I'm no longer tolerating this. If you're going to act like this, I'm not going to be with you, point. You need to change or take, exit stage left. I'm just not dealing with that. I know myself and I know what I want. And if that's not what I want, I don't want it. And I'm going to let you know that's not what I want. Versus getting mad, holding it in so that if something else happened, you're going to take all the anger that you felt through all of these other past situations that you didn't talk about and just let it out on that person. I don't want you should be with them. If I can't communicate to you that something you did made me upset, and it's because he was in relationships or you are in platonic relationships with people that you did certain things that they didn't complain about and you thought that was okay, I'm a different person. Comparing me to Steve or John or Sarah, I'm not Steve, John, or Sarah. I'm Raymond. So what is not going to piss someone else off may piss me off. And what's not going to piss me off may piss someone else off. And I'm going to tell you, to be in a relationship with me, I just don't want certain things to occur in this way. I don't want you to say certain things. I want you to move in this way. It also takes being adaptable. And I've been adaptable. There's certain things about Chrisley that that's just who Chrisley is. If I want to be in a relationship with him, I have to know that that's who he is. That's innate. That's his character.
Yeah.
And like, I've learned to just put up with it or work around it or like express maybe like, you know, let's dial this down a little bit or see how we can like, you know, like negotiate or compromise, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like that's why I get more upset. I just like know that like I will not be able to function in this relationship if you keep doing things like
Yes. No, fair.
So
I mean, understanding it very early on too is very important. All right. And I think, yeah, so I was, that makes sense. It's a function of what you've been through. You know, also, yeah, obviously a little bit definitely has to do with your temperament, like you as an individual. Like, I mean, you've been my sister, I know exactly how you are. You obviously like don't like to take BS.
right.
But then the fact that you now also have gone through BS has even further reinforced that you know yourself. I really don't want BS.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why I would explain. That probably would explain like why you probably get a little more upset. Especially with someone like him, who probably could take a little bit more BS. Okay. Right? Doesn't like always see what the big deal is. All right, next question. Has any one of you ever snooped through the other person's phone? Just to make sure. Like, you know, just to make sure.
Like behind their back or in front of them.
I wouldn't expect you to tell me if you did it behind your back or not. So you can if you want. But sure, both.
You got me? No.
It's for yourself.
I don't know what they do from one.
Okay, and neither have I. In front of him, yes, sirree. Hey, yo, search my name up in that. I want to see what you said about me to all these, like.
It's not, yeah, Raymond does that a lot. She acts like to go to my phone.
Yeah. And it's not even coming from a place of insecurity. Like, I don't trust him. Like, I genuinely just want to see what you said about me. And it was always coming from, like, oh, I know Chrisley's a very affectionate and, like, vocal person. Like, you say those things to me, but I also want to see what you say to your friends about me. Like, that's cute. Like, oh, Raymond just made me really happy. She said, that's what I want to see. I'm not going through his phone expecting to see, yeah, like, I'm talking to Sarah Beth, like, anime, like, you know, and, you know, all these other girls. Like, genuinely, it's not coming from a place of insecurity. Because if I feel like I don't trust him at this point, like, that's just something I need to tell him. Yeah, I don't trust you. The way you move is crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna go through your phone right now because I'm gonna get myself upset.
Yeah.
When I'm upset, you don't want to see me. Right? You know, we know both of us. We don't like it when I'm upset, so I'm not gonna do that to myself. But generally, I only go through his phone to see like good stuff. He's gone through my phone to like. I mean, you explain yourself. We just say your boy DM.
I don't really have a desire to look through your phone. Yeah, I don't beg. Yeah, like. Because she kind of told me everything that because she doesn't really talk about her friends to me that much. Like, at least like
talk about you to my friends, like text about him.
Yeah, this is what we're talking text. She doesn't really text about like on her phone, so I don't really have it. But I personally was never like what she says to me. I take it. I just take it. I don't really like have a desire to like, well, what are you saying, friend? I'll just ask her whatever she tells me.
The thing is, I can't do that. And there are several times when I've asked him, oh, can I see this? And then he's like, okay, but you need to understand the context of this. Like, okay, this is what happened. I'm like, so if I didn't ask to go do this, you would have never told me this. Well, I mean, there was just no opportunity. Could they just go and basically tell you this, like, randomly? You know what I'm saying? So that further moved me to keep asking, like, hey, can I see this? Can I see that? As well,
just to make sure.
Because he's not gonna tell me. He's not gonna tell me regularly. He's not gonna tell me out of the blue. Oh yeah, like XYZ happened with this person.
Do you do the same? Do you tell him everything that you think that he should know?
That's a crazy question.
It's a hot seat for a reason. You can't talk crazy if you're not gonna repercuss.
That's what
I mean, I tell him everything that I think he should know. Yeah, like I don't think I've ever like kept anything from him intentionally on some like. He doesn't need to know this is going to make him upset. There's no reason for me to tell him this. Like, if it's going to make him upset, it's the more reason to tell him because it's going to be way worse if he finds out on his own. Like, randomly looking through my phone or me randomly sharing my screen or like a random message pops up and he's like, wait, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? There's certain things that like he discovered or that I discovered, and I'm like, we're like, I'm not comfortable with that, the like each person's not comfortable with that, like we didn't think, oh, I need to tell you this because I didn't think it was a big deal. But after that, that has moved, like after we moved past that, like, you understand your partner enough to like not do certain things or not act a certain way. So yeah.
Okay. I do feel like it's a little interesting though, and this is the last one. I do feel like it's a little interesting that you felt the need to continue to pry through his phone on a routine basis just because of that one or two events that you saw, and he didn't feel the need to do the same when he discovered stuff that, or you guys discovered together that, oh, there are some things you weren't comfortable with. What do you think is the insight there, or the thesis there? Like the fact that you felt like you needed to like, or that you in your heart wanted to continue to go through his phone after maybe like a couple of things, not like anything crazy happened, but things that were just like, I feel like you should have told me that.
Yeah.
Right. And like you're saying that there were moments like that on your end too, right? But you guys discovered together. But you made it clear that you kept going through, and he's made it clear that he doesn't give a damn. I guess that just speaks to your nonchalance and, your past experience and your history.
Right. I was about to say that. I mean, like, I regretted not asking certain questions because verbatim, the other dude would literally tell me, well, you didn't ask me. Well, you didn't ask me.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to ask? Do you got 3 other girls that you're talking to?
Yeah.
Who does that? So I had to ask, I had to go, like, for my own mental sanity, I had to go through his phone. Like, I was literally like, and he had to set that boundary with me. Like, I don't like when you do that. Like, if you don't trust me, then there's no relationship without trust.
That's fair.
I'm letting you know right now, there's nothing that you don't know. But now, like, he's like, now he's like, look, take my phone. Like, there's something in here that I haven't already told you. Take my phone and say this. Like, yeah, maybe he's trying to surprise me or something. He's having sex with a friend or two that I can't see. But now we've come to a point in our relationship that he's like, oh, take my phone. Yeah, like, see this. And I'm like, yeah, take my phone. Like, see, type right in, Chrisley, see what I said. Type my man, type this, type that, like, see whatever. Yeah, so.
Well,
what do you want to
say on that?
I feel like you want to say something.
Like, my reason for not letting her go through my phone, it was like a boundaries thing, but at the same time, anything that happened or any issue was before. Like, anything she found out was before her. Is what I'm trying to say. So, like,
oh, it was before she even came in the picture. But there's a little bit of an overlay. I know a little bit of an overlap.
Early
between, not in the sense that like you were talking to someone.
It was a very slight overlap, but like I was taking the steps so that like whatever issue she had before she found out would never come back because I was already making the steps to like remove those people. So I didn't feel the need to tell her certain things because I felt like, I just didn't see the benefit for 1 and 2. It was things that wasn't super serious to me because it was like, I'm not gonna say what isn't serious to me, like will also not be serious to her, but I just felt like it was a thing that like I was taking the steps to avoid, and then I was also didn't feel like it was a big deal to me. So which is why I don't let her go through my phone. Plus, it was like a lot of stuff where it was just like I said, like stuff before her. So I was just like,
yeah. I mean, when I first started talking, I was like, yeah, they're like, like there are things, situations in the past that like I just, you just don't need to know that. It's not relevant. It doesn't help. Like, it's just gonna make things worse. Like, legitimately, it doesn't matter. They're not they're not relevant. So why do you need to know? Except for the fact that it's just gonna give you more data points that aren't positive.
Let me explain though. If you see that a person acts in a certain way multiple times in the past, it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't do it to you. You know what I'm saying?
So you want to analyze based on past case studies?
Yeah, like if you acted a certain way with 3 or 4 or 5 other people before, and I find that out through your phone, it doesn't make sense as to why you're not going to act like that with me. I would rather know, if you're not going to tell me that, your phone is going to tell me. And so, like, that's the reason why someone's going to want to know the past. That's why people ask about your past. That's why people ask about your ex.
But don't you feel like sometimes if you allow yourself to dive too deep into the past, you don't allow enough room for growth for the future?
Yeah, there's like what's it called? There's like, you can't have it's not good to have too much of anything. Like, you shouldn't go too deep. you should, if you think it's gonna bother you
Have some
so
context
much,
if you see some signs.
yeah, like if you see, yeah, so you know, like, you know, he acted like this before, you know, now look at how it ended with that person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's patterns to it. Like there's always, you can recognize patterns. You don't have to say this is who Chrisley is, but this is the pattern Chrisley has formed. And so I don't want to be another victim to that pattern. And so I don't want to have to deal with that. Not to say that that's a situation that happened. I'm explaining that's why people might be interested in learning about certain things about the past.
Yeah.
So that it's not to make themselves feel bad, but it's like prevent themselves from feeling that in the future. Because you're not going to tell me that you did XYZ things with one person or two people or 5 people.
Yeah.
So that's why. But also use discretion. Like, if you know it's really going to hurt your feelings to learn about this thing, don't do it. Or talk to your partner about it. You know, I'm really, like, I learned that this recently from XYZ person. I just want to ask you about it because it's really bothering me.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what you just need to do. Like, bring it up. You should have it talk. Yeah, don't, because it's going to bother you. You're going to, like, it's going to start frustrating so much. It's going to affect the way you think, and then it's going to affect your actions. It's going to affect the way you act towards the person. It's not healthy. And then you're gonna start doing sneaky things, like he's asleep or she's asleep, and you start looking through their phone because you know their password. Like, that's not, nobody wants, like, that. That's not a good look. You look kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, use discretion is what I'll say.
And y'all are right. Why not?
All right. Well, look, this has been a long one. It's been a good one. It's been very efficient. Sorry, not efficient. Let's run that. Let's have that. This has been a very interesting episode. A lot of insights, from multiple angles, but all under the umbrella of situationships that turn into relationships. Can somebody give me an amen? Hallelujah. All right. I'm grateful that y'all are together. Chrisley, thanks for, making my sister a little happier. I think that you guys have an amazing coming together story. And it's crazy how many insights you already have from such a short time together. I wish great things for you guys as you go forward. As we start to wrap up this episode, first of all, if you were watching and you liked the video, like the video. Like, that's what the like button is for. It's right there. Just like it for the boy, YLD Young Love Doctor. All right. Also subscribe. The subscription button. Set the notification so you can know as soon as the episode drops. All right. And leave a comment below. What should we talk about next? Is there anybody that we should have on the show again? Are there some topics that you guys want us to talk about? Things happening in the news that you guys want us to cover? Let us know. As we go off, you guys can give your final takeaways, and then we'll wrap up the show. We'll start with Rima. What's your final takeaway?
Definitely know yourself, know who you are. Love yourself before you get into a relationship. But if you really love that person, take the time to love yourself through loving that person as well. Choose the right person. And love is not the only thing that should drive you being in a relationship. Does it make sense? Does this person have the same values? Does this person have the same beliefs? Does this person match with me in like a very like synchronous way? Like, love is not, it shouldn't only be about love. Love is only a feeling. Like, a relationship is very transactional. At the end of the day, you need to really think about, do I really need to be with this person at this time? What are my needs? What are my wants? And if you do think that the answer is yes, you need to be with that person, then make every effort to do that. If you're going to commit fully and be for that person and that person only. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that last little thing you said about the committed thing, because what I realized is, you watch a movie, you see a relationship, it's like all sweet, it's all kind of like they're perfect for each other, no problems. That's like very unrealistic, is what I learned. Like, I've had like little like puppy love situations like that, but like being with Rainbow and like just being like, I see a lot of TikToks about this too. It's like being in a healthy relationship is like a very difficult thing. It's not like easy to just, because you guys, problems are gonna arise no matter what. If you guys are able to like sit down and have hard conversations about what to do, if you're not willing to like change yourself a little bit for a person, like Raymond said earlier, like understanding that this is the way a person is. If I want to be with this person, I gotta accept certain things. Like, just being in a healthy relationship that's gonna last long is a very difficult thing. And I knew that, but I wasn't fully aware of that until like I was in a healthy relationship that I wanted to be in. It's like a lot of hard conversations. It's a lot of things you got to go through to be able to get what you want out of that relationship.
Wow.
Insightful. Young, black, intelligent people. Love to see it. All right. This has been another episode of Relationship Status where we talk about all things young love. We'll be back next week with another episode. Stay tuned. Hey, and make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Please don't forget to do it. We love you all. We'll see you next week.